Here we're looking at the roots of cubic equations. So the question says factorize into 3 brackets, which is exactly what we were doing, but it doesn't say to solve, it says sketch the curves. So let's see. We're going to start by going through the same steps we did before. So this one is quite nice. We get to practice those skills again, but then we're going to change direction a little bit at the end. Right, factor theorem. What was step 1? Use the factor theorem to find one of the factors. I've got a 4 here at the end, so I'm looking at 1, 2, 4, something like that. Let's try f of 1 as usual. It's always a good place to start. Is equal to 1 cubed plus 2 times 1 squared minus 7 times 1 plus 4, which is 1 and 2 is 3. 3 minus 7 is minus 4 plus 4 is 0. Okay, so again, x minus 1 is a factor. So we've been looking at all of these questions. Don't expect it to always work out so nice. So you might have to try subbing in some other values to find your factor. So what do we do to find the other factors then? We do division to find the other factors, long division. So that's going to go in there. And it's x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 4. Let's go back to black. X into x cubed is x squared. Multiply back x squared times x gives x cubed. X squared times 1 gives minus 1x. Subtract minus minus. Hopefully you paused after the last video and did a little bit of practice on the long division, so that you're able to follow me now as I'm moving on a little bit more quickly. Where was I? Subtract, gone. 2x squared minus minus. Oh, that should have said an x squared, shouldn't it? Plus x squared is 3x squared. Subtract, next step, bring down and back again. X into x cubed is plus 3x. Multiply back, 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times minus 1 is minus 3x. Subtract and bring down. Oh wait, subtract. Minus 7 plus 3 is minus 4x. Bring down. That's going to come down there and be a plus 4. Back we go again. Divide in. X into negative 4x is minus 4. Multiply back. Minus 4 times x gives minus 4x. Minus 4 times minus 1 gives plus 4. Good. It's all working out nicely. We have no remainders. What was next? It was factor theorem to find one factor. Divide in to find the other factors. All right, so let's rewrite this. We have got our x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 4 can now be written as x minus 1 times by x squared plus 3x minus 4. We want it to be all linear, so it's x minus 1. We're going to factorize that cubic into 2 linears. What will I do with that minus 4? I'm going to go 4, 1, plus 4, minus 1, and that'll get me the 3. So my function originally was this. Now I factorized it, so this is my function. The question then, let me scroll back up. The question said, factorize into 3 brackets, done, and sketch the curves. Now, we learned in the completing the square video that a cubic has that kind of a roller coaster curve. So let's look. This is a cubic. We know that a cubic has a roller coaster curve, but this is a cubic with a positive x cubed. So therefore it looks like up, down, up. So we know now that's its shape, but how are we going to find any more information about this? So in order to find where the graph crosses the x-axis, you remember what we do again? We let y be equal to 0. So our function f of x is equal to x minus 1, x plus 4, x minus 1 is now going to become 0 is equal to x minus 4, x minus 1, x plus 4, x minus 1. Okay, so if these 3 factors are equal to 0, we can then solve them to say x is 1, x is minus 4, or again, x is 1. These solutions are the roots of the function. So what do we mean when we talk about the roots of a function? We talk about where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, I'm going to make all this a little bit smaller so I have room for my graph. All right, so I've got a little xy coordinate plane here. I know that this cubic function crosses the x-axis at 1 and at minus 4. Now the 1 appeared here twice, so we've got what we call a double root situation going on there at x is equal to 1. Okay, So let me just make a note of that. So double root at x equals 1. What we've got here is we've already said that our cubic function has a positive x cubed. So it starts by going up first. It goes up, down, up. We now need to try and figure out how to draw a curve that starts down low and goes up. It has to cross through the x-axis at -4. I'm going to highlight that one in yellow. Has to cross through the x-axis at -4. So it's going to have to do this. So if it starts down low and it crosses through the x-axis at -4, it's going to do this. It has to do a turn, like a roller coaster turn, and come down. And it has a double root at 1. Now, having a double root means it doesn't pass through 1. It kind of bounces off it. Let me tidy that up a little bit. So I think it's going to look something like it's going to bounce off 1 and come back up again. That's what my graph looks like. Now, if you had 3 different numbers here, so if, for example, it was here, here, and here, were your 3 solutions, it would go up to the first and then down and then back up again. All right. But because we've got a double root here, you've got this situation where it kind of hops off 1 and goes off again. All right, there's a practice question here for you to try. Again, it's going to be more practice at the algebraic long division. Please, if you're finding the algebraic long division very tricky, pause, go back to your textbook and just practice it a few times. And then you'll be ready to kind of move on to these next steps. Press play if you want to watch. When you're ready to watch me do it, please have a go at it yourself first. Okay, you can see that had 3 separate roots, and there was also the sneaky situation in there where we were missing an x squared term. And you could see as I was working through it, I didn't notice it either. And then I started to do the long division, and it was like, hold on, something's not right here. So then I went back and I realized the problem. Right, there was a lot there, guys, a lot. And that's it for the Algebra 2 module. I'll see you in the next lesson.